The O2 Arena in London, England was electric. Fans packed the arena for the March 29, 2025, episode of WWE SmackDown. Little did they know, they were about to witness history. WrestleMania 41 was just around the corner, the energy was palpable, the matches were intense, the drama was high. This night had it all. This episode of SmackDown promised to be a wild ride. Rivalries would be intensified, championships would be defended, the stakes were higher than ever. The WWE Universe was ready. This night in London was all about one thing: WrestleMania. The biggest event of the year was looming. Every superstar was looking to make their mark. Every match had implications for the showcase of the immortals. SmackDown was the final stop before the ultimate destination. Let's break down the action. Let's relive the moments that left the WWE Universe breathless. This is SmackDown Road to WrestleMania. The air crackled with tension. The crowd erupted as Roman Reigns, CM Punk and Seth Rollins made their way to the ring. This was it, the contract signing for the WrestleMania 41 triple threat match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. The anticipation was almost unbearable. Roman Reigns, the dominant champion, Seth Rollins, the visionary architect, CM Punk, the voice of the voiceless, three of the biggest names in WWE history, ready to collide. The history between these three men was storied, filled with betrayal, triumph and heartbreak. They had shared the ring countless times, each encounter more intense than the last. Paul Heyman, Reigns' wise advocate, stood by his side. He looked on with a mixture of confidence and concern. This match was a gamble, even for the tribal chief. Punk had never been pinned or submitted by either Rollins or Reigns. The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife. Words were exchanged, threats were made. The animosity between the three was palpable. Finally, the contracts were signed, the die was cast, the match was official. London roared its approval. This was the main event WrestleMania deserved. The WWE Tag Team Championships were on the line. The Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, defended their titles against the UK's own, Pretty Deadly. The atmosphere was electric as the two teams went toe-to-toe. Pretty Deadly were the hometown heroes. They were determined to capture the gold in front of their fans. But the Street Profits were fighting champions. They were not going to relinquish their titles easily. The match was a back-and-forth affair, filled with high-flying moves and hard-hitting action. The crowd was on the edge of their seats. Cheers erupted for both teams. But in the end, it was the Street Profits who emerged victorious. They hit their signature finisher on Kit Wilson to secure the win. The victory was hard-fought, but the Street Profits knew the challenge was far from over. WrestleMania was just days away. A potential tag team turmoil match loomed large. LA Knight was on a roll. The brash, charismatic superstar had been on a meteoric rise to the top of SmackDown. He was set to defend his United States Championship against the monster among men, Braun Strowman. Strowman was a force of nature. He was determined to reclaim the championship he once held. But LA Knight was not intimidated. He was ready to prove that he was more than just talk. He was the real deal. The match was a clash of styles. Knight used his agility and quickness to avoid Strowman's power. He chipped away at the giant, looking for an opening, but Strowman was relentless. He used his incredible strength to overpower Knight. Just when it seemed like Strowman had the match won, chaos erupted. Jacob Fatu, the Samoan Bull, interfered in the match, attacking both Strowman and Knight. The match ended in a disqualification. Despite the interference, Louisiana Knight stood tall. He had survived another challenge. He was still the United States champion. He was ready for WrestleMania.